Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 11 Japan. We are currently in season 6 and we are about to get underway. So the drivers have readied up and are making their way into qualifying. So these are the points for today's race. So first place gets 25 all the way down to P20, which is 0. 5-point deduction for the World Drivers' Championship and Constructors' Championships for pit and quits, and the same for clean race bonus, 3 extra added points for both. There we go then. So we are in round 11. We are at Japan, and from there we will go on to Canada into the sprint. So this is how the league table is currently looking. So we do have Jenkins currently at the top, followed by Welsh Benjamin and Mr. Excel. So there's a big difference then. So I would say a big difference. There's 7 points to P1 from P2 and 2 points to P3 from P3 to P2. So there's still a long way to go in at the moment. And this is how the constructors is currently stacking up. We have Mercedes in P1 with 333 points, still ahead, and both drivers are working hard to ensure that their team stays on top. A couple of bad races. I think that the first one was Dave, who had a nasty accident 2 rounds ago. How it was at the back, but stayed in the race and collected them points at the end. And then last race, a bad one from Ebby, who unfortunately ended up at the back as well, I think, and managed to claw his way back up to P10, I believe it was. Let's have a look. Ebby, so where was he? So Ebby was, yeah, P10, managed to claw his way all the way back to P10. So that was pretty good for him. Obviously, Aston Martin suffering from that pit and quit. Are still 6 points behind with 327 points, and Kick Sauber quite a bit of the way back in 273. So then what we will do then is we will join the drivers in the main race and see how they're getting on. Right then, so we have some drivers on their way round at the moment. I am going to be using the keyboard for the time being because I am having, again, some technical issues with my controller, so I'm just having to give it a bit of a charge because for some reason when you use it on PC it does drain all of its battery for some reason. Right, so let's try and F1, there we go, let's get down. No, don't want that. Don't want that. Go away. Go away. There we go. Be able to hide that. There we go. So F1 Immortal, I think, is the only one currently on the fastest lap. This track is famous for the S's right at the beginning of the race. Very technical section, so there will be a lot of drivers who will unfortunately. Oh, I forgot about the audio there for the race. So sorry about that. Wabby, Eden Mate, who I want to ever report. Send myself up. Okay, if you insist. Okay, turning myself up. There we go. So Dave was put in the fastest time with a 1:30. Chappie 1:29.9 last week. He didn't have a good race around Singapore. And Immortal puts in a 1:32. Let's go down. Anyone else about to cross? We have Haas. Yeah, Haas Rusty put in a 1:30.1 to put himself into P3. Who's the next one round? Looks like a Ferrari, so let's go find that Ferrari. It's Iceman. Iceman's about to cross the line. Will he put himself into P1? No, he won't. Puts himself as a 1:30.822. No, babe, potentially. No. Red Bull. Yeah, Red Bull coming across. That's Jenkins starting his lap. And then I think next one is Mr. XL. Mr. XL's coming round, so he is on the lap, and where will it put him? Mr. XL goes into P1 with 1:29.640. And my apologies for any sound issues that have happened recently. However, hopefully they have been corrected. We do have this driver travelling quite slowly, so I wonder if he's just run out of fuel. Ebby with a 1:29.508, so he puts himself into P1. And we have the... God, I hate using a keyboard for everything. Ralphie's about to cross the line then. Ralphie goes into P3 with a 129.8. We have Jenkins on a lap. Jenkins is currently on a lap now, so we'll stay with him. This section you have to be really careful, because if you do hit that inside corner, it can spin you, same as this one. It can put you into a nice little 90-degree turn into the wall. Right, it certainly was when I was racing. Yellow flag up ahead, but that is just the driver getting out of the way, the Ferrari of Iceman or Immortal. Here we go then. He is brakes nice and late, keeps it nice and hooked up, not losing the rear there, so this should be a good time for Jenkins. I wonder if he'll pop it into P1. He does, into a 129.327. Well done to him. AFL then, he's on a lot. It's quite early, go into the hairpin brake, nice and early, don't touch the grass because it can upset your car. Didn't take much curb on the exit, so not using all the track, unfortunate for him there. We do have what it looks like an Aston Martin still out, so is the Aston Martin improved? Doesn't look like Mr. Exxon's probably going around again. We have Welsh Benjamin, who is currently on an outlap. It looks like on the map he is going around the hairpin at the moment. Nice and flat. I wonder, he just sounded like he lifted a little bit there. Wasn't very confident in. Ooh, cut that corner there, but has got. Oh, right at the end there, just took too much corner. Unfortunate for him there. He is going to have to go around and do it again. With only, with not a lot of fuel. He should have just boxed and come in for some new tyres. He has the Ferrari behind him. That looks like Immortal is going for a second lap. Oh, it's unfortunate for him there, losing it just on the last corner there. So we did say we had Mr. Benjamin, who's about to start lap, so we'll stay with him for this one. There we go, coming down, braking late, nice and hooked up, keeping it nice under control, so not losing his tyres, losing his vehicle there, so very good so far. So get a bit of camera quality, here we go, it's coming round. Looking very good so far, using as much available track. Mr. XL goes fastest with 129.1. So that is shaking things up. Ebby's on his way out. So looking good so far. Into the hairpin. Little bit of a lock up, however, not causing too much of a drama. Looking really nice. So quite a few of the remaining cars that stayed in the pits are now out. Housey is still in the pits. I'm sure Housey's going to wait for a little bit of a late one and then come out. Very fast driver, so I expect him to put in a good time. Ben did put in a fastest middle sector there, so looking pretty good as he enters into these final set of corners. Oh, what am I doing? I have no idea. F6, that's it. Cool, as he crosses the line. Where's this going to put him into P1, 128.9. He will be very happy with that. So we have some cars coming across, so we will be having a lot of changes at the moment. Oh, God, I hate this. There we go, right. There's Dave crossing the line. Looks like he's just going on a lap. Who is going to be... So we do have a Mercedes. Is that Ebby? So Ebby is about to start a lap, so he's just getting himself set up. And he'll put his foot down now and give himself a nice little boost to get going, because the counter starts from when you cross the line, so you can afford to use a little bit. Do we have J Hart on a lap? About to cross the line. J Hart, what are you going to do? J Hart puts in a 129.1, so the track is just getting better. It's getting better every little bit. We do have Curly who's on a lap, and AFL, quite a lot of BRS there. I wonder if he's maybe not turned it on early or what, but he is currently in P13. Will he improve? Let's hope he does. Improves by a little bit, goes P11 with a 130.006. Curly entering the final section, keeps it his foot all the way to the ground, breaks it 100 metres, cuts the corner nicely. Nice use of the curb, keeps it nice and tight as he goes. No, he doesn't, he goes wide, but then cuts back in. Lose a little bit of time doing that. He does 130.2, takes him to P10. Mercedes was crossing the line. Who was that? Was that Dave? It was Dave on, put him up to P3. Ebby about to finish his lap. Will he take that P1 from Walsh Benjamin? Walsh Benjamin with a very good time there. In the on driver in the 128s. And he doesn't, a 129.171, so he does have enough time to get around and put in another time, but he put in the fastest third sector. So who else? We have Rusty. Rusty throws it into the pits. Housey is currently on a lap, so we'll stay with him. He's the last driver to put in a time. So this section here, you have to be really careful. It can be very slippy, but he's handling it very well. So I've got a lot of experience there. This driver has been going for a lot of years, so he will know this track blindfolded. Didn't use the inside curb there. It is known to upset the car. It can slide you out onto the gravel. Hooking it up, a little bit of a lock up there into the hairpin, and a little bit slow getting on the throttle on the exit. Maybe a little bit compromised there with the lock up, but doing okay. Gets to the little wide hairpin, but does alright. Wasn't impeded too much by that car, I don't think, so looking okay. Nicely taken, yeah, good. We'll keep it nice and tight as it goes to the line. Where will he put this? Oh, a P10 with a 130.1. I'm pretty sure he will be very disappointed in that. Unfortunate for him there. A lot of drivers are now currently in the pits, so Ralphie is on a time, so we have an Aston. Where are you seeing the Aston? It's Jay Hart. Is Jay Hart on a time? No, Jay Hart's about to come back in. So Ralphie is doing it the last part of his lap. Very nice and tight there, looking good. Only improves by a position, so it goes behind his teammate Jenkins with 129.3. Next to cross the line will be the Ferrari, and I think that is Iceman about to do a lap. Who else do we have? How has he just done a lap? Well, he's got flashing, so I don't think that will be him. Jenkins, no, he's not going fast enough. Very slow, so I don't believe he's putting in a time. Looks like, yeah, he's charging his battery. It looks like he may be going again at the end. Yellow flag. Let's don't worry about that. So the drivers then are starting to make their way out of the pit lane to do their final runs before the race. Hopefully my controller will be charged enough that I can use it. Bit of badmin there on my part. I should have charged it. So this league is sponsored by Level Up and Cassette, so they are providing funding towards the drivers, funding for the end of the race, so they've got prizes and whatnot. They also offer services for charity and merch. If you're feeling up to it, you could, if you don't mind, check out the link in the description. I am raising money for Cancer Research UK this month, swimming 10,000 metres. I have already achieved that goal, but I'm making my way towards 30,000 before the end of the month as a little final push. please donate if you can. Don't obviously feel like you have to, but every little helps. Ebby warming up his tyres there, doing good. He's gonna hopefully want to put this into P1. Do you have any drivers who are on a lap? No, so it does look like Ebby is about to cross the line. He's going to come out into some traffic. Hopefully they don't get in the way. Yep, they keep out the way. Throws it in. Doesn't get scared. Using the curb nicely. Brings it over to the right side. A lot of these drivers will know which curbs to use and which curbs not to use. God, I do miss this game sometimes. Japan was one of my favourites. So it does put in the fastest first sector there, so it is looking good so far for Ebby. But Welsh Benjamin is on his way out, so he will be trying to defend that position. A little bit slow coming out of the hairpin there. I wonder if that will affect him a little bit. But he is coming up to some traffic. There is about 3 cars who could get in his way into the final sector. Oh, lovely use of the curb there, so he will be happy with that. So slow moving cars up ahead. He does have the Aston, which looks like it has already seen him. He's getting out of the way. Purple second sector, so this is looking good for Ebby. Driver of the Ferrari gets out of the way, looking very good. Brakes, hooks it up nice using the curb and gets that acceleration down. Will this be a P1 time? Rusty has retired from the session. That is the fastest time with 128.7. So that is what all the drivers have got to aim for now. Where is Welsh Benjamin? Welsh Benjamin is just coming down the pit straight, so he will be wanting to put in this time. Who's this? This is Jenkins. So Jenkins is on a lap. Will he be able to improve and get himself up there with Ebby? He doesn't. So unfortunately for him, he stays in P6. No ability to improve his time there. We have AFL. So AFL is currently in P13. Does he want to get himself off the bottom there? So a couple of drivers have crossed the line, not improving their times. Immortal, Iceman, and Ralphie. What's this going to do? No improvement there, unfortunately for him. Who else is going to be crossing? So Curly is going to be the next person to cross. So yeah, it'll be followed by Houses. So nice and quick. I can just pop up there and see them both. Will Curly get himself into the top 10? Let's hope he does. There's a lot of years experience of driving. He can do it. Keep it nice and tight, Curly. Where does he put himself? One position up into P11. And Housey throws it into the P10. God, I'm not even gonna try. It's P8. Welsh Benjamin 128.5 takes that P1 position from Ebby. So drivers are starting to improve. J Hart, can he knock Welsh Benjamin off the throne? Ooh. Let's see. A little bit of wheel spin there. What's he going to do? Doesn't improve, unfortunately for him. Jenkins, he's about to come in and he's the last guy to put in a time. What will he do? Is he going to improve? He doesn't. 129.289. So that is it for qualifying. We have Welsh Benjamin in P1 with an excellent time there. Ebby in P2, Mr. XL in P3, J Hart now P4, By Dave in P5, Jenkins in P6 with Ralphie P7, Housey P8, and Bitshaw, you'll be disappointed in that result. P9 for Rusty Oil Can, and rounds out the top 10 with Chappie in P10. So there we have it. So just any drivers who are listening to the stream, please do not ready up Curly will do that, and there will be a 5 minute break. So what I'll do is then I will leave you with that, and we will hopefully be back shortly. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, we are underway. Hopefully I do have enough charge in my controller so that I don't have to use the keyboard. Let's see what the drivers are doing then. So tyres, quite a bit of a mixed bag here. Some of the vast majority are on the medium compound tyre, with Ralphie, Housie, Iceman and Curly opting for the alternative strategy. Raced with Iceman for a lot of years, and I'm pretty sure that him and I were the two drivers that would normally always go the alternative strategy because whatever. But yep, they're all on their way now, so we don't need to keep that up. We'll do position change, telemetry because I like it, and there we go. I think that should be fine for now. Drivers are making their way on to the track. Hopefully their tyres are nice and warm. There we go, that's a good camera. So Welsh Benjamin then is making his way into P1, so he is on the best side of the track. However, if Ebby gets a good start, he could block off that inside line. Ebby pointing towards Welsh Benjamin pointing towards Ebby. So they are both hoping to get this blocked off. AFL got disqualified then, so he will be knocked back a little bit. So 1 lights, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4, and the 5th one goes out, and away we go. Welsh Benjamin getting a bit of an untidy start there. Oh, that looked like Housie there just swinging across, and Ebby goes into the lead using that inside line effectively. Welsh Benjamin is now behind. Beautiful camera there. Here they all go then. Still looking nice and clean. Getting a little bit squeaky on the way out. We have a yellow flag. We have the Ferrari of Immortal. Unfortunate for him there, but you just need to keep going, dude. The more laps you do, the more experience you gain. You're doing okay. Welsh Benjamin is fighting with Mr. XL. Mr. X just seems to be, looks like he's just struggling with rear grip there. He's lost 2 positions. Ebby is off into the lead, and that is another one. Jenkins has now taken Welsh Benjamin, but goes off the track. He must, normally you should give that position back, but he isn't going to. It's obviously Ben's prerogative. Ben is losing some speed. What the hell is going on? Let's have a look. Has he got... He's still got his wings, so I have no idea what is going on there. Ben has struggled. Ben has lost 5, 6 positions at the end there. He's just getting bullied around. I wonder what is going on up there. I'm sure he is screaming at himself inside his helmet. Chappy with an early pit. What is going on? So that is an end plate getting changed there. Unfortunate for him there. Immortal continuing on. I know he had a bit of a rough race last race, and he wanted to just throw in the towel, but they didn't. He is here this week, and well done to him. Sometimes we do races and they just don't work out, and especially if you have multiple, they can be so stressful. But turning up is what's important. Here we are then. Maybe I should get rid of that telemetry because it is blocking quite a lot of the view. So there we go. Looking good up front then. Welsh, Mr. XL is still chasing down Ebby. Ebby chasing that first Formula 1 win, desperately after it. He's unfortunately a bit of a bottler, and he seems to struggle in the second half of the race. But Mr. XL, look how close he is onto the back. He doesn't want to overtake him too early because that ERS detection, which is there, will come in handy in this next part of the track. Ebby will be using all of his ERS, but I think this overtake will get done. He's going to buy Dave. Oh, excuse me. The overtake has been done. Watch Benjamin with 132.2, so maybe he's found some grip again. Maybe his tyres just weren't warm enough. Ebby now down to P2. On board with Jenkins. Lovely view of the back of Ebby's car there. Drivers are doing well at this point. Doesn't appear to be much going on. Chappie and Immortal at the back. Unfortunate for them, both of them, unfortunately having a little bit of difficulty, but they are keep going. They haven't pit and quit, which is what we like to see. So it looks like Ebby is losing a little bit of he's gaining, losing a little bit to the car in front. Does look like Jenkins is about to put an overtake on him, but Ebby is just keeping that line. Jenkins thinks better of it, but sticking right behind, but trying to dive down the inside. Oh, Ebby with a lock up there could have been a little bit of an incident, but he will have the advantage of DRS. But just look how close Jenkins is. No, he doesn't have DRS. Oh, he does. Now he's opened it. So down the inside. No, he doesn't. But he's trying. Oh, I've got to be careful there. It's very accident prone area. Looking good so far. So not a lot of overtakes going on. Mr. XL does look like he is comfortably in the lead. Ebby's just losing a little bit of space. So 6/10. Anything else going on? Rusty? No. So there's only really one proper overtaking position, which is down the main straight or on the back straight. As you go over the bridge, potentially into the final sector. Two big gaps forming there. So Ralphie in P7 is part of the second part of this race. So as he comes through, he has got a bit of a DRS train forming behind him. So go up top. So Ebby is now out of DRS range, so he needs to desperately get up within a second, or Mr. XL will take advantage of that and cruise off into the sunset. Jenkins is still behind close, so this has formed a bit of a DRS train. Does look like Ebby managed to get within a second, so he will have the advantage of the DRS as it stands, as Jenkins makes this overtake and by Dave as well. 3 wide going down into turn 1. Oh, Ebby should have just, not Ebby, sorry, Dave should have just kept it going. He should have just, I know it's a risk, but he should have there. That was potentially a good little bit of action there. That, oh God, I hate that. That could have been done there, but has allowed Mr. XL just to break away a little bit as we stay with Jenkins. There we have it. As the drivers now are all still forming this little train. There is 2, so pretty much to Ralphie. Welsh Benjamin is on the back of this train, so he is starting to get his grips back, so he still could come away with a positive result. I don't know what his strategy is going to be, but is that Ebby is falling down the grid, so I wonder if he's just used up all of his tyres. I don't think he has any damage, so we'll go to the car in front and let's can't see. Welsh Benjamin on the back of Ebby then. So both these drivers early on, just Ebby with the early lead, just losing it there. Again, just not able to, having to charge his battery a little bit there. Jenkins up 4 paces, so Jenkins has done really well so far this race. He's managed to gain a lot. By Dave onto the back of Jenkins. Will Dave get some revenge for his teammate by taking that position back? Let's hope he can, because it will make for good viewing. Hello to the people in the stream. I hope you are enjoying it and my voice isn't too annoying. I do try to keep up with all the action, so I will do my best to keep between the two groups. We have Curly. Is Curly gonna? No, Curly's not in really any position to do an overtake. Oh, that pass sounds horrendous. So no penalties as of yet, so the drivers are keeping it within track limits. Obviously a lot of them will want those extra 3 points. Jay Hart looking to maybe send one down the inside. No, thinks better of it. Ooh, having to brake just a little bit there. It's allowed these two behind to just catch up a little bit. No, so I think going to be an overtake at this point. I don't think. Needs to be more in the slipstream, but I think Jenkins will just get there just before. Yeah, not a lot of overtaking going on. Welsh Benjamin just saying hello to Ebby. Looks like his actual rival for this season. Not a lot going on at the moment then, so we'll run through the order. Mr. XL in P1 with that overtake on Ebby a couple of laps ago. Jenkins in P2 up 4 positions. Dave in P3, Jay Hart in P4 back exactly where he started. Ebby drops down 3 positions from P2 to P5. He'll be disappointed after gaining an early lead. Welsh Benjamin, our pole sitter, was down to P6, losing 5 positions. He'll be very angry at that. Then we have a bit of a gap and we get to Ralphie in the second Red Bull, looking alright in position, so it's still in a good points haul. Welsh Benjamin looking to make an overtake, but doesn't quite. Will he send it down the inside? He doesn't. So it looks like there was an option there for an overtake. Let's just stay with for the moment. 2 drivers going into the pits, so that is Dave and Jay Hartnell and Ebby. So they're probably going to go onto a different strategy. So we have Rusty in P6, who's up 3 positions with Iceman just behind him. Housie, who's now been promoted back into his original starting position in P8. Curly up 3 then with in the Kick Sauber with P9. AFL equally up 3 positions in the McLaren in P10. Jay Hart down. They've just gone into the pits. So 11 and 10 and 12. Sorry, is Jay Hart and Ebby. So they've gone on to the hard tyres, got rid of their mediums. So I wonder if they're going to go for the long game, maybe going soft towards the end. Immortal then is managed. He's still at the back, still in the race, so doing really well. And Chappie is a little bit behind him in the second McLaren, down 4 positions. Let's go back up to the top then. So Jenkins is on the back of Dave, looking to make... No, hang on. So it looks like Dave has done an overtake on Jenkins, but has run out of battery power, so I think Jenkins is going to make this an easy overtake. Yeah, sends it down. It doesn't. But we'll get the advantage of DRS on this straight, which might allow Welsh Benjamin just to do an overtake as well, potentially. He gets in some slipstream, probably going to back out. Yeah, he does. But looks like he's got a lot. He's found that grip back. Rusty Oil Can has been overtaken by Iceman. Iceman now up into P6. Will start to make his way after Ralphie. If he can get past Ralphie, he can then make his way up to Welsh Benjamin and try and get a podium position. Iceman then, the last couple of laps has gone very long on his tyres, so I expect him to do the same as well. I wonder if the medium tyres are starting to go away, so he might be in for an advantage here. Welsh Benjamin's still on the back of Dave. Jenkins made that overtake early on. Dave just running out of steam a little bit. Up ahead then, see Housley just getting a little bit out of shape. It's allowed Curly to get up to the back of him. Let's see, I get some Doritos because I am starving. There we have it. The P1 man has now come into the pits to get off the medium tyres. AFL, the first driver then with a penalty for corner cutting, so that is him unable to now claim the 3 seconds. So Mr. XL has come out behind his teammate Jay Hartnell. Jay Hartnell did pit early, so he has inherited that position. Unfortunately, Ebby didn't manage to do the undercut. I wonder if this is going to be a team orders situation. I wonder if Mr. XL will get past. What's going on up front then? So Dave is getting onto the back of Jenkins. Jenkins on the medium as well as Dave. So these guys will probably start thinking about coming into the pits. Looking a little bit squirrely there, but if I was Dave, I wouldn't do the overtake here, mate. Just hang back until you get on the pit straight, because you want to get that DRS activation at the end, which is here. There we go. Will they come into the pits? No, he doesn't. Unfortunately, Dave just not getting good out of there, but there we go. Is he going to send one down the inside? Switches to the outside. Will he try the undercut? Not the undercut. They switch through. No, he doesn't. Jenkins had that one covered. Very good driving by both of them there. Jay Hart then puts on the fastest time with 1:31.8. So looking good for him. Ebby seems to have just lost all that pace. He is now in P12. Obviously he has pit, so he will inherit some positions, but he is losing a lot of ground to Mr. XL, who pitted just after him, so it was a little bit disappointing for Ebby. Unfortunate for him, his race is not going good. So yeah, there's some gaps forming. Where was Curly? Curly's now 1.2 behind Owsley. We have a yellow flag, which is Immortal. But Immortal has managed to get it going again. Well done to him. Not causing a safety car, which is what we like. Oh, so Dave and Jenkins are... Ooh. I see what Welsh Benjamin is trying to do there, but I think, yeah, he just needs to be a little bit more patient. Give it some beans now and try and get this overtake done. But as you can see, he's just not fast enough really on the straights. I wonder if he's just got a bit of a high downforce. But the overtake has been done by Dave. Look at that. Look how tight he is going around that corner. He definitely does have a high downforce setup, I would say. If he's going to make an overtake, he needs to do it in the corners. He needs to find a way. And there we have it. We have Jenkins losing the rear, but he is coming back at Welsh Benjamin. Welsh Benjamin really needs to defend this position, but he just lets him go. I don't understand why. Why would you do that, Ben? Oh, this was yours, mate. It's yours. It looks like you have got the better tyres, dude. You need to get this done, mate. He shouldn't have been able to catch up. Unfortunately, he did. Again, yellow flag. Is that Ebby round? He is. Ebby is round. Lighting up his tyres. He shouldn't be doing that. And he now has Rusty on the back of him again, not having a really good lap. And Welsh Benjamin has done an overtake on Jenkins. Yes, keep it. Don't give it back. If you quick, you could get onto that break in, get on the back of Dave and retake this position that you lost at the beginning of the race. Oh, fortunate there. Keep in the DRS, but it looks like... Don't let him have it. Don't let him have it. Fight it. That's it. Yes, that is what we want to see, Ben. That is what we want to see. Really, really good driving there. Channeling that experience. Beautiful driving. Now, all he needs to do is get after Dave, and he has got back in a position that... Oh, unfortunate there. Unfortunate. But... that is experience. He caught the car before it spun. Maybe it's time to come in, get on some fresh boots. Ralphie is now on the back of Welsh Benjamin, so the tyres for the mediums are going out. That 4-second gap that Ralphie had has come down to DRS range, so he will be very happy with that. Yes, Wabby, he should have, but he did it in the end. He did manage to do it in the end. So yeah, he does have it in him to do it. I think he's going to go for another look. Just a little bit slow out of the corners and on the straights. But look, just look at how much speed he carries. Oh man, these tyres are absolutely dead. Maybe needs to come in. No, he doesn't. He's going to stay out, use the DRS and try for another lap. Ralphie, look out, on them harder tyres. So these will be in probably mediums range now. So Ralphie's probably going to look to gain some positions early on. So Jenkins then looks like he's going to pop it back out into P10. Ebby 30 odd seconds behind. He's not going to be happy with that after that little spin. His teammate is, however, in P1, trying his best, probably hoping for that safety car. Ben with a lock up there, but he's still doing all right. Still doing all right. We just need him to do this overtake. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Did I see it? Am I seeing it? Or is it just... It isn't my eyes. I do believe we have rain. We have rain. It is spitting. This could mix things up. This could mix things up. So are these drivers just going to stay out and go for the intermediates? Yes, they are. So Ben, is he going to put in an overtake here? He's 4 tenths behind. Not quite. I think Dave, yeah, he's just using that ERS effectively. If these drivers can just keep it going and not lose control of their cars, they could put on some intermediates at the exact right time, and they are quids in. Ralphie and Iceman popped in for the hard tyres, are currently in P3 and P4. Same with Housey, the P5. This has thrown a whole new can of worms into the mix. So I think this is now the third race with rain. What's that? Thinking we'll probably get a good indicator here. You know what? Depending on what happens with this rain, Wabby, I can't be too sure, because yeah, he's going to have to come in for some inters potentially. So we're only on lap 15. You know, we've got another 12 laps to go. So I don't know. I don't have the weather report. So we will see. We will see. So for those of you who are watching, Wabby in the chat is a racer in here. However, he has a broken back, bless him, because he's an old man. He sneezed this morning and threw his back out, so he's having to sit out as Ralphie does an overtake and looks to do it on Dave as well, but just thinks twice. Maybe Ben was just caught a little bit sleepy there. Curly has been overtaken by Mr. Excel, so both of the Aston boys are doing okay at the moment, but it does look like there is a little bit of grip loss by Mr. Excel. J Hart has managed to pull away from his teammate, which I wonder if he's still on the same tyre. Let's have a look. Stops. So yeah, both drivers have stopped. So yeah, this you know, this is interesting. It's not getting any harder. However, how is he trying to do a switcheroo? Oh, look at these two go out. Oh, Iceman, you're getting a little bit wobbly there, kid. You need to be careful. Thankfully, Housey has a lot of experience. We have a yellow flag, which is for Welsh Benjamin. Welsh Benjamin looks like he's just got a little bit out of shape and lost a little bit of time. Ralphie holding off, getting that DRS. Looking alright so far. Another yellow flag, that is for nothing, as Dave goes into the pits. Will Dave throw on some intermediate tyres? I'd be tempted to put on some softs potentially. He's going onto the intermediate tyre. So this is the driver who is pulled the trigger. What will Welsh Benjamin do? Will Welsh Benjamin follow suit? Welsh Benjamin is being held, and Welsh Benjamin, I can't even tell because it didn't show. Curly, oh God, what poor bloody images. Right, tyres. So yes, Welsh Benjamin did go onto the intermediate tyres. Curly as well has gone onto intermediate tyres. So Dave came out into P7, so it is looking, it could go either way, we don't know. Jenkins is now in P6. Let's just look at the time. Is he gaining or is he dropping? He's dropping a little bit. He's dropping very fast. I wonder if they've just pulled the trigger far too early. Let's go up ahead then. So we have J Hart on the back of Housey. So Ralphie and Housey on 16 lap old tyres. J Hart on these 9 lap mediums. With the rain coming, there could be potential for a safety car, so these drivers could be okay with some of the less experienced drivers, especially those on the hard tyre. Looks like Housey is staying out. The drive from J Hart now is a lot better. Iceman is climbing up to the back as well of Housey, but Iceman is also on 17 lap old hard tyres. Jenkins is still pulling away, but not quick enough. Oh, we have a yellow flag, which is for no one again. So still looking okay so far. We're not quite at the crossover point yet. We do still have DRS activated. Iceman on the back of Housey, so he is gaining some speed. The rain is coming down a lot harder. Yeah, thank you, Abby, for tuning in. I'm sure the lads do appreciate you watching. So Welsh Benjamin on the back of Ebby. So Welsh Benjamin is now gaining. Is gaining on Ebby. I wonder what is happening to Ebby. He seems to be having an absolute mare these last couple of races. The rain is coming down harder. Welsh Benjamin, I think, is just trying to get out of the rear, trying to cool down his tyres maybe a little bit. We have 9 laps left to go as Ralphie pits. Will Ralphie go and put on some intermediate tyres? He doesn't. He goes and puts on the medium tyre. So he's not thinking that this rain is going to be enough for Inters. So this is going to be interesting to see. So Ralphie comes out behind his teammate on his medium tyres. So the 2 Red Bull boys might have to do a position change early on, as Ebby is still ahead of Welsh Benjamin. Ben just not getting that overtake done as more drivers coming in. AFL and Chappie, both of the McLaren drivers going on to the intermediate tyres. Iceman with a 3-second time penalty will not be happy with that. Welsh Benjamin, this is the closest battle on track at the moment. Ben seems to be doing alright on these tyres. So I'm not exactly sure. Dave is still... He's now 10 seconds behind Jenkins. So I do think that you were right, Wabby. I do think that you was right with the Jenkins call. I think Jenkins did pull a blinder here. But I think his teammate is the favourite at the moment. The clouds are looking quite crap though, excuse my French, as Ebby goes wide. I wonder if that will be a corner cutting infringement. Right, yeah, so this is still... Oh no, we've got Mr. XL up front. Here we go, there's an overtake on Housey for you. Now, that is a P1 and a P2 for both of the Aston boys. The Aston boys with 12 lap and 10 lap tyres respectively. This should propel them into P1 in the Constructors' Championship. So they will be very happy with this situation. Jay Hart making up for his pit and quit, which cost the team their P1 position earlier on in the season. Let's go back down to Benjamin. Benjamin's still not doing the overtake, so maybe he's just not feeling good about it at the moment. Oh, unfortunate there. He's going to have to just wait until his tyres clean up, but you can see it coming down heavier, so we are on the crossover point. I think any lap now, I think maybe 2 more laps. I'm not sure at all. Yes, the Astons are cooking. Oh, it's a yellow flag. That is that Iceman. No, it's not. That was Immortal just getting out of the way. But he is going to get points for his team. Ferrari could do with some points this season, and the more points they get, the better it is for the pair of them. Mr. XL has done, and Jay Hart is coming in, so I wonder if Jay Hart is going to pop on some Inters. He is, so there we go. He's pulled the trigger on that one, as does Iceman. So the drivers are now thinking it is time to time for the crossover, so we should start seeing more drivers coming in. Mr. XL and Housey are still out. Oh, a bit of a slide there maybe. The track is looking a little bit shiny, so let's do some maths. So what, about 7, 8 seconds, 9, 10. So Dave, if these drivers do come in, Dave and Ebby, well, Dave definitely will inherit P1. Ebby's up into P6, but Welsh Benjamin is just... I think Ben really needs to get this overtake done now. Ebby is struggling, and this overtake should be done. It's all yours, Ben. Take it, mate, because you need to get up there into the podium positions. Ebby will be doing this to protect his teammate. He's playing the team game here. You need to get it done as soon as possible. Yes, I do think Housie is going to need to come in as Ben goes to the outside. Switch it for the inside. Oh, two. So that is Jay Hart has done an overtake on Ben. Unfortunate for Ben there. Ben is just losing out. Unfortunate for him there. Jay Hart is making the most of this as Ebby stays out. Ebby is feeling pretty confident at the moment. He thinks he can do it. He thinks that he can get this done. Housie is in the pits and pops it out on a set of mediums. So Housie isn't sure whether or not it is Inter's weather. Maybe he thinks, just some new medium tyres is enough. Mr. XL and Jenkins are still up there, still in the lead. We have Ralphie on the fresher mediums, 3-lap-old mediums on the back of his teammate. I do think that Jenkins should let his teammate by for the team game. I wonder if the Red Bull boys have team orders. Do look like sugar as Ben does make that overtake on Ebby finally. That is what Ben needs, because when these front runners, if they do pit, they are going to pit and they're going to take full advantage of this. However, Ebby did have a rubbish start, so he's probably just thinking he needs to get points for his team. As Mr. XL pits, what is Mr. XL going to do? So will he throw on the medium or the mediums or the intermediates? He's going for the intermediate tyres, so he's not thinking the same as Ralphie. As Dave now goes into P2, the Mercedes boys definitely need these points. Jay Hart comes out ahead of his teammate. Welsh Benjamin overtakes Mr. XL, and Iceman just comes out. Mr. XL comes out just in front of Iceman. Two drivers in the pits, and Rusty is going in, and what will he do? He puts on a set of inters, so we only have two drivers on track now. Ralphie in the Red Bull, who is on medium tyres, and Housie, who's on medium tyres as well. So I suppose it's really, you just got to look at Jenkins and Dave to see if they are gaining any positions. It is an exciting race. There is a lot going on. Unfortunately, there's only one driver who is in DRS, two drivers in DRS, but we have a yellow flag set to 1, and that is AFL. But he has got it going, so no safety car at the moment. The drivers are doing well with not getting any, only two drivers with penalties. Oh, come on AFL, keep it under control, kid. Keep it under control. Don't cause a safety car. You are being watched. So by Dave is now 5.2 off the lead with 3 laps to go. It looks like he is gaining, so looking okay at the moment. Don't know if he'll be able to do it in time. Jenkins and Housie are switching positions. That will allow Jenkins to get after Iceman. So there will be some very good points for the Aston Martins today. I think this will put them into the P1 position, with Ebby down in P10. A dreadful race for him, unfortunately. Mr. Excel is on the back of Welsh Benjamin. Welsh Benjamin with them 7-lap old intermediate tyres. He really needs to defend. He needs to get his elbows out because there is points on the board for him here. But unfortunately, I think Mr. Excel just has the pace. Just do him. Another yellow flag, and that is AFL again. I think, yeah. Unfortunate there. So Mr. Excel is still on the back of Welsh Benjamin. DRS has now been disabled, so the game's race director does not feel that it is safe enough for the DRS, so it's too wet. Jenkins round the outside. Is he going to switch to the inside? He does, but Iceman, look at him go with that straight line speed. Jenkins had no answer there. Mr. Excel is still on the back of Welsh Benjamin. Welsh Benjamin, he's got his elbows out. He is not going to let this one go. 2 laps to go. It's his. It's that P4 is his. Dave 3.5 on the back of Ralphie. Ralphie's doing all right though, but with no DRS, the track is getting wetter. He could start to struggle. He could just lose it. Jenkins makes that overtake on Iceman in a pretty technical section of the track, and oh, look at Iceman just power slide through there. Unfortunately, it is wet and it does need it to be a little bit icy. Jenkins in front is also power sliding all over the place. Mr. Excel has done Welsh Benjamin, and Jenkins is probably going to go after Welsh Benjamin as well, try and overtake in the next part of the track. So yeah, it is ramping up a little bit now. Jenkins looking like he's like, yeah, I want to get past now. Let me through. 3.4 off the lead is Dave. Will this be a final lap overtake by Dave? I hope it is, because it will be fun. Yeah, Labby, I am tracking. I don't know what you think, but it could be. This could be a last lap for. Ooh, did I? Potential here. There we go. Oh, yes, Ben. Yes, Ben. Very good driving there. Very good driving. Yep. Ben doing everything in his power to keep this position. Very difficult to race in the rain. Jay Hart is on the back of Dave, so this could mix things up for Dave. Dave might start losing ground to Ralphie. This could just hand over Ralphie if these two start battling. Jenkins has overtaken Welsh Benjamin. I just don't think he could do anything. Iceman now the man to try and do the same. 5-lap-old intermediate tyres for Iceman. I wonder if they get it done. Let's go to Jay Hart and Dave. 2.3, 2.2. Oh, what an overtake by Jay Hartnell there. Down the inside, both drivers keeping it clean. So Jay Hart, he is going to try now and power all the way to Ralphie. We have a yellow flag, so I think that is Immortal, just being overtaken by the Haas. There we go, 2 seconds. You can see the back of the car. There is only really one overtaking position, overtaking point left. 1.8 seconds. Ooh. 1.6. So this could be where the gap starts to close, because Jay Hart does have the intermediate tyre advantage. As yes, you can see, it's getting within a second. Look at the speed he's carrying through. So I reckon this is on for an overtake at the end. Jay Hart, what a race. He has ploughed through this field. It's now almost half a second off this Can he do it? Out of the airpin. Jenkins with 3 second time penalty. Oh, he ain't going to want that. That was... Well, no. He was all right. So there we go. This is yours, J Hart. Are you going to do an overtake the same way you did, Dave? Tuck it underneath. He is. What an overtake. Beautiful overtake. Using his experience from that last overtake by Dave. Can Dave get an overtake done before the end of this lap? Sector 1 yellow flag. That is Chappie, I think. Oh, stick it down. No, he isn't. Unfortunately, I think this is done. Switcheroo. No. No, there we go. J Hart with the win. Ralphie in P2. Dave P3. Mr. Excel will come to take P4. Jenkins will take P5. And Iceman will drop down some positions. Yes, he will. Housie will take that P6 and Iceman P7. Welsh Benjamin, unfortunate race for him, will take the P8. Ebby, P9. 10 will be P Curly. 10 will be Curly. Rusty Oil Can will come home in P11. AFL will take P12 with Chappie in P13, and Immortal crossing the line will take P14. Very good by Immortal there. I'm glad he stuck it out. Yeah. Jay did get so much confidence in the way. I think he is going to be my driver of the day. An exceptional drive by Jay Hartnell. I would also say that... oh, is that running out of fuel? Oh, naughty. Yeah, Immortal would also, because he has had a couple of difficult races, and he stuck this one out this time, so good for him. Chappie, even out of fuel as well. Oh, Immortal, you don't leave the session, mate. You don't leave the session. Oh, it's just... Chappie, what are you doing? Well, there we have it. That is the race done. We will hopefully get the race director, Sir J Hart, with the final, and Chappie deciding to go through the pits for some reason. There we go. So I am going to do some control print screen. There we go. And let's go. Well, that's it for that. Let's do the race director. So instance, in case anyone needs it. I wonder if there's anyone without... Oh, Welsh Benjamin on the last lap with a warning, I bet. Did he have any... Oh, he's alright. He got one on lap 1 as well, so he won't be too upset by that. But there doesn't seem to be a lot of names on there, so there will be a few drivers who will be eligible, I think, for a clean race bonus. So well done to all the drivers then. Jay Hartnell did your fastest lap with a 1:31.847. P2 man Ralphie, well done to him. He didn't go on to the intermediate tyres. And Dave with P3 rounded out your podium. So that is it for this race then. Thank you for all of you who joined me in this race. It was nice to actually see some people watching. Yeah, thank you, Wabby, for the compliments. Ben, well done, mate. Oh, you had a puncture. God, unfortunate for you there, mate. You had a cracking qualifying. Had a semi-cracking race. It's just upsetting that you lost out there. Well, my cat's come to join me. So where are we going next then? We are going to Canada, and it will be a sprint race. So an extra long race, an extra long event. However, I do believe it will be a one-shot qualifying, so it won't be too bad for viewing. let's just remind ourselves of the league table then. So, yeah, it was J Hart. So, J Hart is currently in P8, and he will now get some good points to propel him up. And yes, the constructors there, both Astons doing exceptional. The Mercedes driver of Dave did come with some good score, so that might benefit them. It might just keep them ahead, but I doubt it. But Aston should now be in the lead with some good points in that race. Both drivers working very, very well. So that will be it for today. We will be back next week, and hopefully we will be in for a good race. Might be another rain-filled race, as it's been now 3 in a row. To the drivers, anyone watching, don't forget, put your incidents in, put your clean point bonuses in. Be respectful to each other in the chat. No slagging each other off, because Ben might just come in and stick you in detention. We do have a room. So, yeah. Thank you all for joining. Thank you to everyone who joined me in the chat. Or I should just say Wabby and Ben who joined me at the end. And we'll leave you there. Goodbye.